Hundreds of thousands of books and films have been produced about the conflict that has since become known as the Second World War. The causes and eventual outcomes of this most horrific and devastating conflict are well documented. What is less known is that in what would be the last desperate month of the siege, April 1945, the genesis of the greatest robbery in modern history would be put into motion. It would soon become known as the Reichsbank affair. Not since Spanish conquistadors raped and plundered the Americas in the 16th century has a robbery been mounted on such a vast scale and its participants successfully eluded justice. A crime that most people don't even know ever took place. Nearly $238 million of gold bullion and many millions of domestic and foreign currencies, representing nearly all of Nazi Germany's entire economic reserves, were hastily rushed out of war-ravaged Berlin before vengeful Russian forces would storm Hitler's last stronghold. The final destination of this vast hoard of treasure is the Alps in southern Bavaria, where die-hard Nazis plan to stage a final battle for the Third Reich. Most known accounts of looted Nazi gold derive from the well-documented discovery on April 6, 1945, of the bulk of Germany's gold reserve deposited in a deep salt mine near Merkers to avoid capture by the advancing Soviet troops. The site was quickly secured, and on April the 12th, Supreme Allied Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower, accompanied by Generals Omar Bradley and George S. Patton, Jr., descended a 2,000-foot mine shaft on a rickety hoist elevator to discover the Aladdin's treasure trove. What lay before the American commanders were rooms containing 400 tons of priceless works of stolen artwork and dozens of bales of Reichsmark paper currency, worth an estimated $3 billion. Amongst the Renoirs and Rembrandts was the grisliest discovery of all. Crates filled with gold dental work from the death camps. But the greatest sight was the gold bullion, 8,527 bars, totaling 100 tons stacked up in piles. 93% of Germany's entire wartime gold supply. $238,490,000 was saved from Stalin's greedy coffers. But what worried the Allies was where the remaining 7% of the gold bullion was hidden. A large portion of this gold and foreign currency was rapidly sent to the small resort town of Garmisch-Partenkirchen, where the treasure was tracked up the snowy incline by mules and buried in the mountains by German Alpine troops. Beneath the snow-covered peaks and lush green pastures lay a cesspool of greed, fueled by looted gold, currency, and drugs. This area would soon become the center of Europe's most notorious smuggling ring, run by German civilians, ex-Wehrmacht officers, and high-ranking personnel of the U.S. Army. Unlike most robberies, this one is unique in history, not only for the vast sums pilfered, but that the robbery is not a single act, but a multitude of separate robberies pecking and devouring the financial dead corpse of the Nazi regime. It involved dozens of unrelated criminal acts committed by Germans and Americans alike in numerous locations involving vast sums of monetary wealth, ranging from gold bullion to the fission elements of the atomic bomb. On May 8, 1945, Germany surrendered unconditionally to the Allies, and peace reigned over Europe once again. Peace, but not serenity. In the idyllic southern Alps, skullduggery, conspiracy, and murder were underfoot and continued to flourish until the rule of the American military government ended in 1949. No central file has ever been kept on the Reichsbank affair, which integrated the progress and results, if any, of the separate and uncoordinated investigative bodies searching for the missing loot. Only the best-selling book Nazi Gold by authors Ian Sayer and Douglas Botting, and now this film, chronicle the long succession of separate incidents and robberies. The public's fascination with gold extends to pop culture and motion pictures.
In 1940 smelt from the Weigener foundry at Essen.
Part of a smelt of 600.
They vanished in 1944.
When the Nazis were on the run.
How much more where this came from?
14,000 bars.
14,000 bars. Where is it?
In a bank?
In a bank. You're getting pretty ambitious, aren't you? I mean, to think you can blow a bank and get away with it.
It's behind enemy lines.
It could be the perfect crime.
Using today's currency rates, the total sum of missing or stolen funds and assets would be worth $4 billion. A large portion of this gold bullion, currency, and gold bonds simply vanished without a trace, and remain so to this very day.